just encouraging people to really stay close to the Lord, stay in that place of intimacy. There's so much negative stuff, deceptive stuff out there. There's so much misinformation, downright lies going around. Just be careful you don't get sucked into something. I think a lot of believers have a cause, something in their life which they are really passionate about, which is inspired by God, that can make people susceptible to deception when they're motivated strongly, that it can lead to almost obsession. Be very careful to maintain the right sense of balance. There are some people I know whose passion for certain things makes them deluded in other areas, because there's a danger of deception. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil is a lie. It is the original deception for man, which so many people still are susceptible to. So we've got to make sure we engage the tree of life. Find the truth in the truth, Jesus. Don't try and primarily find the truth in other sources. Yes, there may be truth in lots of different things, in lots of different writings, in lots of different books, but reference the truth and don't primarily try and get your information from other people or other sources. Always check it out with God, and be very careful you do not get drawn into conspiracies which can hide the truth or are lies presented as the truth. And in our day, people have more knowledge than ever before in history. I mean, I go back 50 years and think I had no access to the internet. It wasn't an internet that I could access. My only source of things was to go to the library to reference something in a book that someone else had read. Now people can get on their phone at an instant all sorts of information. How do they know what's true and what isn't true? Resonate with the truth as a being, as a person, as Jesus. Know the genuine, because the more you spend time with the genuine truth, the easier it is to recognize when the frequency of something does not align with that truth, so you can reject it. And there's all sorts of religious stuff out there which is not true. There's all sorts of political stuff which isn't true. There's all sorts of general information out there which isn't true. Be very careful in these days to make sure that you follow the light of truth and love, and don't get caught up into a lot of the things that are going around, which are just designed to get us off track, to get us into deception, and then to make us miss out on the reality of our sonship because we're drawn into something else. And I see so much stuff written, and I can see there's an element of truth in there, but it's so out of balance that truth is lost within the confusion surrounding it. Now, Jesus does not want us to live in confusion. He's not the author of confusion. He wants us to live in the truth and in true reality. And the only way we're really going to find that is through face-to-face encounter. Primarily don't try and find it somewhere else. Don't try and find it in someone else's teaching. Don't try and find it in some other books. Don't get drawn into the mystical books, unless God very clearly gives you direction to do that. Be careful that someone else's permission does not become your license. See, God can give someone the thing. I mean, I could read all sorts of stuff and have done, because I think God entrusts me to be able to discern some of it. There are other things that God's given me no permission to read, and I haven't. So I encourage people in these days, when there's so much stuff going around, really, really draw on your relationship with God and engage the truth and be discerning. How do you get discerning? Practice training your senses to engage with the truth, and you'll find it so much easier to discern the lies. And if you're got any issue, go back to Jesus and fact check it with him, because he is the best fact checker in the universe. And so when I'm unsure about something, I go back to him as the truth and I ask him, can you give me insight into this? You know, play it safe when it comes to believing things. In a sense, pursue the truth that you'll find in relationship, and you'll find that it's so much easier to discern that which is good and that which isn't, because it will have the genuine frequency attached to it or not. You know, let's make sure we're able to discern that which comes from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, because, you know, we've believed a lot of it in the past, and God is renewing our minds so that our life and truth comes from the tree of life, not from that negative source. So be careful, really. Be careful out there. You know, there's a lot of stuff going around. Don't get drawn into it. If you can avoid it, avoid it. I avoid, you know, the debating it, because you just don't win a debate with someone who believes in a conspiracy. So, you know, you won't see me commenting a lot on things, even I post and people react. If it's plain conspiracy, I will delete it, because I do not want to be promoting conspiracies. It's not that I'm restricting people's freedom of choice to say what they want to say, but they can say it on their own Facebook wall and not on mine. So I'm careful to keep a lot of stuff out. Now, if someone's respectful and they're genuinely asking a question, then I'm happy to discuss. But I've got a radar which discerns those who are looking for an argument and are looking to draw you into an argument and looking to get you to say something which they can twist. So just be careful. But God is good. He loves us and he wants the best for us. So God is love. Use love to measure things against, and you won't go too far wrong.